Morning, guys. Got my coffee. Uh, Going to try very hard not to be political today. It is the day that power transfers from one president to another. Uh, we're not even going to talk about where I am politically. I do feel like Trump could have done better saying thank you to Pence. Pence put himself in a very tough position, he was hoping to set himself up for a run at the presidency in the future. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to survive everything going on. And that's where I'm at with the politics, and I'm leaving it at that. This afternoon, what's his name? Joe Biden will be my president. It's how it works. So where am I? Guys, I got to be honest. I had a hour and a half phone call last night about my brands, trying to find somebody that can help me build them. I don't know if I want to build them. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm always ears and I listen. The one thing I do is I listen. Yeah, I got my grumpy shirt on today in case you didn't notice. My mind is all over the place today. I have a meeting tomorrow, a 2-hour meeting tomorrow with the owner of one of the manufacturers that I use, that I sell their brand. It's kind of a meeting to set the pace for the next year. Where do we want to go? What do we want to accomplish? What am I currently working on? What would he like to see me work on? He also is designing one of the new products for me, so I want to show him some of my ideas for the new products. I want to show him some of the problems I'm having with his brand on Amazon, see what I can do about getting that resolved. Really just working on cleaning out Amazon. That's where I'm at. I really just my team is working on Ecom Dash. If you don't know, Ecom Dash is a program that manages your inventory. If you sold the same item over and over again and you wanted to put it in bundles and packs, it manages your inventory in your own warehouse. It does not help you with FBA in any shape or form. It is great for an eBay seller. It is great for a multi-platform seller. When it's fully set up, I should be able to push right out to a website. The website won't be designed the way I want, but the product itself will be in the database of Shopify so that I can get somebody to work with the design of the website and get it to function the way I want. Pushing data around is a big deal in 2021. You better know how to push data. I'm really having a hard time with Amazon and flat files, and I got there's probably 8 listings for the same item spread out across Amazon that the brand would like me to pull together in one listing. You want to talk about complicated? It is not easy to get them to work with you on that. So I am trying to get some help with that. For now, I'm just doing the best I can. I want to try and get more uniforms, guys. The one thing you'll hear me talk about a lot this year is uniformity. Even with the new brands, they're going to go on eBay and then they're going to move to a website. Then they'll go to Walmart. And in the end, they'll end up on Amazon. but they will not start on Amazon. I'm not starting all my products on Amazon. Amazon is a great place to make an income, guys. It's not a great place to build a business. They're not easy to work with. They are constantly changing the way their platform operates. Um, I'm able to do a lot more in these other platforms as far as a brand goes. If you are talking from a brand perspective, now as you grow your business, you're gonna have to put on different hats. There's the brand hat. How do I build my brand? How do I secure my brand? How do I make things? How do I make people on the internet come and find my product? Not my idea, but my actual product behind my brand. How do I do that? Amazon's not the best to build your brand on. Then there's the salesman's hat you got to put on sometimes, and you need to make sales. That is where it's hard to avoid Amazon because the sales are going to be on Amazon. They are. That's where they occur. That's how it happens. It's just 80% of my business is Amazon. Then you get the hat of, oh, here's a fire, here's a problem with the listings. How do I get it fixed? It's very hard to find somebody that specializes in listings, guys. A one-off product is one thing, but when you start selling the same product over and over again, you got to keep your listing up to date. You got to update it. You got to clean it up. You got to make it. It used to be. I remember when the image couldn't be any bigger than 350 by 350. Now I think eBay optimizes it at 1600 by 1600. Amazon's you need to be a little shy of 1500, or they start to compress your image, and it can get funky. These are all things you got to pick up and know. Pay-per-click. There's, I'd like to find somebody that I can train with pay-per-click. It's very hard to find somebody that understands pay-per-click that is trainable. Suppressed listings are definitely a thing. What a pain. I don't even want to talk about it. Right now I got over 600 listings that are suppressed in some form or another. A lot of it is images, which we are working on feverishly. I am going to go in and weed through the products and go, okay, this hasn't sold in a year. Cut it, dump it. I may come back to it later and rebuild it. But for right now, it's not working. I need to get it out of there, and I need to find my base so that I can focus on my base. That steady stream of income that I know that's going to be there 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. I have products like that. I talked yesterday about what the hell did I talk about yesterday? I even forget. The black box guy. There's a blue ribbon store. There's a blue ribbon guy that does candies and salty snacks, and he gears towards care packages for the college kids. There's that type of person. There's, you could do something like that. There's so many ways to go. What I can tell you is make sure you test out your products. If you're gonna look to do them long-term, replenishable style, make sure you test your products. If it's a t-shirt you're going to sell, get a t-shirt and wash it 4 or 5 times. Wear it for a week. Wash it every night. Wear it for a week. Wash it. See what happens. Does it fade? Be the consumer for when you're testing your product. Don't think about, well, I can get away with it. Think how you can build your brand. Everything I do is for the long term, guys. Very few times will you see me do something for the short term. I'll jump on some Christmas candy like the chocolate covered cherries. I'll do some things like that. But for the most part, I don't mess with that stuff. I'm looking for stuff that I can do the same exact thing a year from now. The same product, it's going to be in the same box. Everything's going to be the same about it. I want very boring, unsexy, steady profit makers. That's what I look for. Are they easy to find? No. But like I was telling you yesterday, when you talk to these people, don't say, oh, I want your best sellers on Amazon. Well, that's what the last 20 guys did. Ask them where their problems are. What are you struggling getting rid of? Maybe I can help you with some of that. Buy, buy a dozen, 2 dozen of his worst selling products and take a loss on it. I've bought products and thrown them right in the trash can when they get delivered. Just to make the impression that I want to work with these people, that I'm willing to do what it takes to earn a place in their business mix. Listen, I'm not the biggest buyer for my suppliers, but I get my phone calls answered when I need them to, because I build a relationship on not just selling their best products, guys. I don't know how many of you do that. Does anybody do that? Does anybody walk up at to a vendor and say, "Hey, man, I'm here to help you. Where's your pain points? What products are you struggling with to get moving? Maybe I can help you. I seen your product all over Amazon, and I don't see it on eBay. Can I list it on eBay?" Open their minds up to other possibilities besides Amazon, and watch how fast you get in the door. Walmart is quickly an up-and-comer. Mention Walmart if you can sell on Walmart. If you can sell on Walmart, make sure you keep your account clean so you don't get kicked off. It is an up-and-coming competitor of Amazon's. Is it as big as Amazon? No, but I know people that are doing as much on Walmart as they are on Amazon, product for product. There is a future with Walmart, I think. Do you have a website? Social media? There's so much stuff that constantly goes through my day. Today, guys, I'll be honest. The one thing I'm focusing on, or I'm trying to focus on, my mind is all over the place today. You got an election. If you are bigger than a small business, I don't know where I am. I guess I'm at the top of a small business section. You got to be really concerned because this new guy, Biden, is talking about taxing corporations, which is what I am. So that's a little concerning. I want to see what he does today. He has a whole bunch of stuff that he wants to sign. So I'm a little concerned. Can I change anything? No, it's not my focus today. My focus today is going to be working. That's my focus, guys, is to continue working. It's not easy, but that's where my focus is going to be, is to continue building what I started. There's something going around Facebook about, I'm an American, and so he is my president. I'm an American, so I'm not going to, pray that he gets hit by a bus. I'm not going to pray for his failure. I'm going to pray for his success as president, guys. Until he's no longer in that office, that's our president. That's who's going to be the head of state. I hope that the office, not the man, the office regains some of its prestige over the next 4 years. The last several administrations, it's declined more and more over the years. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about the respect that we give to the office. And And again, I'm trying to stay away from politics. It's very hard today, and I'm sure everybody understands that. Does anybody have any questions about reselling? Maybe I can get you guys to give me a little bit of input and I can get something going. One of the things with this meeting tomorrow is I go in very prepared. Jeff Bezos talks about a 6-page meeting. No meeting should be more than 6 pages long, no shorter than 6 pages. So if you call a meeting, you got to have a 6-page outline. I don't have a 6-page outline, but I do try to follow the principle of the 6-page outline. You want to have a very uniform the way that you go through the meeting. I'm going to try and focus on what I want to accomplish with his company over the next 60 days with his product. There's a lot of companies out there that are generic to their industry. This brand happens to be a leader in their industry, but more the industry on a whole is pretty generic. It's not a retail product. It's almost 100% is sold business to business. And it's been done that way since the 50s, and they're all still operating the same way. So it's from the dark ages to, it's like somebody that's been in jail for 20 years that gets out has never really seen one of these things. You know, think about never seeing one of these, and you come into the world and all of a sudden here's all this technology at your fingertips. They're not used to this. They don't know what computers are. They talk about stuff in jail, but they don't know the big picture of what we have at our fingertips right now. 20 years ago, you're talking about 10 years into technology that we have now. I can't believe it's going to be, wow. I can't believe how many years it's been since I graduated high school. We're not even going to talk about it. But I graduated in 1984, man. The internet was just coming out. AOL was just AOL. When you signed up for AOL, you used an AOL disk. It wasn't AOL 1.1. It was AOL. And that horrible dial-up connection. And then the phone company would go through and turn you off, and there was a $2.95 charge to connect. Every time you connected, there was a $2.95 charge. So I believe the phone company went through and cleared the lines, and you would have to reconnect again and pay another $2.95. Had some big that's how I did it. That's how I got through it. Laura says, how do you find these generic companies? Going through ASD list takes forever. Is there a way to narrow it down? Not sure I'm wording this correctly. I got to be honest with you. I started the letter A. And I went through that list. There was no, when I found these companies, there was no, now I was introduced to one of my suppliers. There's a backstory to that. But the other one, I started at the top in the A's and worked my way down. I looked at every website. If they had something interesting, I sent them an email. If there was a phone number, I called the phone number. I was diligent. The difference between Michael Jordan and the average basketball player is when Michael Jordan played ball, he was the first one to practice. He was the first one. Every day he was the first one there. And what he would do with free throw shots is what I understand. I I was told that in high school, now I don't listen, Michael Jordan is just a name to me. I know he's on some sneakers. I think he's on Nike. Um, he's either with Nike or Adidas. He's one of those brands. Um, I think it's Adidas. He may be with Adidas. Or I don't know. It doesn't matter. He put in the work. Um, he got off his ass every day after school, and my understanding was that he was very poor. He shot baskets into a trash can. That was his whole thing. He stood in one spot in the yard or the driveway or whatever it was, and he shot the ball day in, day out. Okay, he's with Nike. I still like the way Adidas sounds. Adidas. I think it's supposed to be Adidas, but I say Adidas. Got me a pair of Adidas, like Target. So for those that don't know the backstory on the other company I deal with, I was buying a house in New Jersey. We weren't buying. We were looking at a house in New Jersey. It had a walkout basement and a two-car garage, which I thought the walkout basement and the two-car garage would be perfect for my business. And the day we went and looked a second time, this dude, Dave the Hammer Schultz from the Philadelphia Flyers, that I learned all this later on, guys, was there signing autographs. My wife and I walked into the showroom, the model home, and he says, "Oh, you here for my autograph?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know you from the freaking wall. You need my autograph. I'm worth more money than you are. Go away and leave me alone." The salesperson kind of whispered in my ear that, "You know who that is?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a clue who it is." She says, "Well, that's Dave the Hammer Schultz." Like he was some kind of god. Later on, I found out how revered this guy was. We went out to dinner one night discussing business, and somebody picked up our check. Just some random fan picked up the check while Dave was in the bathroom and said, "That man should never have to pay for another meal again." I never seen him that way. I could tell you a lot of stories, but anyway, the owner of the housing development came in, and I happened to know him from selling flags door to door. I met this guy. He also had a dealership, and I sold him flags at his car dealership. So it was kind of an interesting conversation, and I teased him about stealing his kids' Thomas trains and selling them on eBay. Well, at the time, they were worth a lot of money on eBay, and his kid did not want them anymore. So he was selling them off is all. But I teased him about it. And he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I've grown on the Amazon now. I've really built a nice little business. I'm looking for a house. This one down you got back here with the walkout basement would really work well with an office and, a place for UPS to drop my packages and blah, blah, blah." So we got talking. And as I was leaving, Dave Schultz says, "Hey, can we have lunch one day? And I ask you about this Amazon stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine with that." So I gave him my name and my number, and I said, "Here, let me autograph this for you." And I signed it and gave it to him. I know it was just my little way of tweaking him a little bit, letting him know that he wasn't pulling that celebrity stuff with me. It wouldn't work. So eventually, he invested in my company on a term of time. It wasn't like he bought a piece of the company. He invested in what I was doing, and he made a return on his money. So that was the deal I had. Well, he would go on the home games for the Philadelphia Flyers, and he had a contract with the Flyers that he would go around to all the owner box things, the the fancy boxes where the companies wine and dine their clients and stuff. Well, one of the people that own one of those boxes in Philadelphia owns the company I work with now. I guess Dave told him about me, so he wanted to meet me. So that's how I met the owner of the company that I deal with now. I mean, so there is some luck involved in this stuff, guys. It's not all hard work, but I believe it's because of the hard work I put in that the opportunity presented itself to the degree it has. I have put in a lot of work to build that relationship to where it is now, and to build my sales from his product, because he was selling directly to Amazon at the time I met him. In fact, he walked into my office in my warehouse at the time and said, I said to him, when the F are you going to stop selling to Amazon? And I turned around and went back to work because I couldn't see any profit in his product because he sold directly to Amazon in the beginning. I did find a way to put it together in a bundle that Amazon didn't, and I was able to sell it that way. And he said he would never put things together like that. In fact, he thought I was nuts because my first order was over $10,000 worth of his product, and it all went in the packages that he did not agree would sell. That sold so well that I called him back in 2 weeks and had to put in another order. I still talk to him on a regular basis. We sit down and have lunch. If I really need a face-to-face meeting with him, I will get on a plane and fly. His office, his corporate headquarters, and where he's located is in Philadelphia. They own factories in 21 different countries. They sell their product in 23 countries around the world. There is some of their products are made right here in the United States. And the product that they manufacture has to have a special truck deliver the product to make the product, because it's so big and massive and weighs so much in raw material, which I found very fascinating that they had to have a truck built to bring them product to start building product. It was really cool to learn about it. But I will fly into Philly and sit down and have a face-to-face meeting with him in a restaurant. I do that with all my. I say all my. I have 3 companies I do business with, guys. I would do that with any one of the 3. If any one of the 3 said, "Hey, we got to sit down and do this face-to-face over a conference table," I'm at their office within 2 or 3 days. Whatever they need, I'm there. If you're willing to go to that extent for a manufacturer, you'll be surprised at what the manufacturer will do in return. That's really how I build my relationships, guys. I see that I need them more than they need me. I have to give them a reason to need me. And they have found that they like the relationship. They like what I do. They like that they can make a mistake and ask me to help them fix it. They like that I tell them, "Hey, look, I don't think that's such a great idea. What if we did this?" I even tell some of them, "This is what I would like to see in a product coming out." Whether it's a simple sticker I need on a box, or sometimes I ask them, "Can you put a logo on there that has my name on it so that nobody else can get on the product?" I've asked for that. I've gotten it sometimes. It's about building a relationship. You got to think further out than today. Warren Buffett, when he buys a company, when he buys a stock, his goal was to own it for 30 years or longer. When I put a product up, when I look at a product to sell, The first question I ask is, can I see myself selling the same exact product in 5 years? Most of my products are at least 3 years old. Many of them are 10 years or older, same exact product. Here we go again, guys. I reached the end of the morning. Once you get me started, I can ramble for hours. But honestly, that's all you got to do. You gotta put in the work that the other people stop that. Um, Maybe jump in the middle of the list, because the top of the list is where everybody starts and they work their way down. Maybe you need to start midpoint in the list so that there hasn't been 100 people to hit them. Can I sell your number one seller on Amazon? I don't care about the stuff you can't sell. That's not my problem. I'm only here to make money off of you. Try and think about how can you approach somebody. If you wanted to work with me and you came to me and said, well, I found out that your number one product is this. Can I buy it from you wholesale? I'll let you make a little bit of profit. Can I buy it from you wholesale? Do you think that you have a chance in hell to buy that product from me? Whatever my number one seller is, if you wanted to do business with me and you came to me and said, hey, you got anything you're struggling with? Is there anything I can help you with? You got a product I could buy from you to like get my foot in the door? That person's going to work their way in with me to the point that I'm going to go, hey, man, I got this product over here. It's a really good seller, but you've done so well. How about if you break off a piece of that for yourself? Maybe I just give it to you. You'd be surprised what companies are willing to do when you're loyal to their business. When you are truly there to help grow their business, you'd be surprised at what these people will do for you. These companies know that I'm not going to do anything that I think will hurt them, that everything I do is to help grow their business, because by growing their business, I know mine will naturally grow itself. With that, guys, I'm going to say God loves you. Lord knows I'm trying. Do me a favor. Be nice to each other today. I know this is a day everybody's going to want to divide the country into two. It's not that bad. Read the Bible. There was good kings and bad kings. Remember, guys, you know that I'm joking about it, but I got a course coming out, so I really need a thumbs up on the video to make it help out that YouTube algorithm. I guess that's what I'm supposed to say. Guys, have a blessed day. I'm out.